Well, well, well.
The whole kit and the caboodle.
The caboodle's here too. Good morning.
Everybody's here. The gang's all here.
The gang is here.
Welcome. Everybody's just getting settled, just getting joined in.
We're reunited finally on this Start Today
it
morning
feels so good.
It does feel so good.
You can't draw on the thing.
Come on.
Look, you just drew on the desk, sis. Come on.
Don't draw on the desk.
You want to tell everyone what you got for Valentine's Day? Her panda bear hoodie.
Ooh.
Where are your rings? Where are they?
I can't find them.
What do you mean you already lost them? Are they in your pocket?
No.
You gotta
Go
find
get
them.
Go get them, because everyone wants to see your Valentine's rings.
All right, go get your rings. Bring them back. Hurry, hurry.
It's worth it, guys. It's worth it.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's Friday. We're here. It's technically my day off of work, but I am here.
Welcome to Friday.
What? You can't reach them?
No.
Okay. Can you say, please, can you help me? Thank you. Hold on, guys. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. So first of all, everyone, please join me in wishing our, America's husband, my best friend, a happy birthday. Dave Hollis is 45 today.
45!
45 years old.
I'm like the
45
Jen
years
Garner
young.
of men in the universe.
What does that mean?
Because she's America's sweetheart, and I am trying my best to do that for men
Oh,
everywhere.
hold on.
Oh, wait a second. Interrupt this
Can you-
birthday message
can
for
you
a
go-
very
go
important
closer
ring
so they can
announcement.
see your rings.
Show them your rings.
Okay, so
Show them your rings.
I ran over to Target yesterday, not an ad, and I got all the kids a little Valentine's something, not candy, just a little something. So Noah got a panda bear hoodie and some unicorn rings. And she is very happy about them. And they're like, oh, girl, those rings.
Those rings.
They said, we love them, Noah. That's what they're saying.
Are you
to
winking? Did you just wink at everybody? Unbelievable.
Oh, all right.
Nice to have you here.
Nice to have you.
Can you imagine, I'm 45 years old?
That it feels distinguished.
I am a distinguished gentleman.
Yeah, I was talking to my dad yesterday, and my dad said he said men always, there's a spider. He said that men always think that they're going to accomplish everything in their life, that spider's just going to be there. Men always think that they're going to accomplish everything in their life or achieve everything they set out to achieve in their 20s or maybe their 30s. But he's like, men don't really experience true, the height of their professional success until they're in their 50s.
I was on a podcast yesterday.
Ford made this. You can't. Ford made this.
Don't ruin the
Little
rainbow
sister's messing
turkey.
up your creation.
I was on or is it a peacock? It could be a peacock. I thought it was a rainbow turkey.
It's a rainbow peacock.
I was on a podcast yesterday, and I said these words, and
I
I believe them to be 100% true. The legacy of my life truly is something that started. It's being written 2 years ago, and so when I'm at the end of my life, the video of my accomplishments at my funeral, they're not going to be about my 20 to 40-year-old self. They're going to be about my 40
If
to
you're making the
90-year-old
table
self.
shake, you're going to make people a little nauseous.
All right, say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Say happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Say happy Galentine's Day.
Happy Galentine's Day.
There goes Noah. There goes Noah Hollis.
All right.
Anyway, I just thought that was really interesting. My dad was like, tell Dave he's just getting started. So I did relay that message. If you happen to see my Insta story this morning, then you know I did the mom walk. That's not a good word for it.
The mom walk.
Well, I don't know if you saw my Insta story.
I did not.
I dropped the boys off at school, and it's very cold here today, so I had a parka. And if you have a parka, why do you need to change out of your pajamas? So I have on a sleep shirt, long johns, no bra, no chonies.
That is basically how most of our makeout sessions have begun. So
You're right.
don't try and talk dirty to me this early in the day.
No, so then I put the parka, I buttoned the parka down, and I put on giant Ugg boots, and then I get in a car, take the boys to school. Great time, drop them off, it's the drive-through, drive through, and then you just drop them off the curb, so drop them off the curb, and I'm coming back out of the parking lot, and this young gal, a teacher who's doing, the traffic cop that day, she's, waving at me, and I stop, and she kind of walks over, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. This teacher is now going to hold up traffic to tell me that she's a fan. Like
Come
this,
on.
I mean, you know my life.
Get.
When was the last time I lived an entire day and someone didn't have that moment? So this is what I think is happening.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be a douchebag. That is
Watch
what
your
my
language.
life.
It's early.
That's a thing that women have to use sometimes.
I know, but
anyway,
Trevor doesn't need to know what that is.
Anyway, so the sweet gal comes over and she's like, I roll down my window like, yes, you can take a selfie. It's fine. I roll down my window. She's like, they just radioed. Your son left something in the car. And immediately I know what it is. I'm like, oh no, he left his Valentine's.
Valentine's.
And of all the kids to leave it, Sawyer would just be like, that's cool. My mom will bring it back. But I know he's freaking out.
He not only did the thing is, I got a phone call from the classroom from his teacher letting me know immediately your son is here. He's having a problem.
So
he forgot his box.
So I'm like, okay, I got it. I'll just walk these right into the office with no underwear on in long. Do you all know what long? Do you know how thin they are? Like basically see-through. I pull in the parking lot. I'm like, this is what's happening. And I'm hiding.
Were you wearing your holy sweats?
No, I was wearing long johns. Do you know what those are? Those are actually underwear. I was wearing underwear in public. So then
please.
No, they are. Like
I know that they are.
Those were the underwear. So anyway, I take his Valentine's box. I'm walking past all the moms, their cute outfits on the way to school. Got my glasses on. I look insane. And I go drop them, and I walk into and they're like, they're like, oh yeah, thank you, Ford's mom. We got it. Great, thank you. And I'm just like, I promise I do shower sometimes.
I hope somebody wanted a selfie at that point.
And the thing was, when I was leaving, moms, don't lie. If you were a mom, you ever drop your kids off without putting your bra on, raise your hand or give me a heart.
All the time.
If you ever drop the kids off
I
without
do
a
it
bra,
all the time.
looking crazy because you're like, I'm not going to get out of the car. But then that's the day. That's the day where it's like, when I look like $1 million, when I'm on my way to a photo shoot for Vogue, he doesn't need me to take anything in at that point. It just happens to be today. Whoa, okay, I'm here for this. Let's do it.
Whoa, that's the wrong song.
Wrong song. Oh.
What are you looking at?
Yeah. Man, you almost got so many touch words. You were words that I talked about feminine hygiene products.
I was out in the gym this morning.
Entire,
the middle part?
Frederick Garbo and Monroe, Dietrich and DiMaggio. Get it there, get it. If you can do it, we want you to do it with us. Can you do it?
I think so. Where is it?
I don't know. You just really find it. I don't know, you missed
Here it
it.
comes. Hold on, here it comes. Ready? 3,
We're gonna get
2, 1. No. Oh.
No. Also no.
Hold on. Just wait. This is gonna be great.
Is it? Frederick Garbo, Anna Monroe, Dietrich and DiMaggio, Marlon Brando, Jimmy Dean, on the cover of a magazine. Grace Kelly, Harlow Jean, picture of a beauty queen. Jean Kelly, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, dance on air. They had style, they had grace. Rita Hayworth gave good face. Lawrence, Catherine, Lana too. Betty Davis, we love you.
Are they going to kick us off?
I got nervous. I can do the whole song, but I just feel like we're going to get in trouble.
Well, I guess I don't need anything else for my birthday. That just happened. So
I did make you breakfast tacos.
You did make me breakfast tacos. That was very nice of you.
I made you breakfast tacos, and then I found him in the bathroom chugging Pepto-Bismol.
I don't eat breakfast tacos that often anymore.
Birthday!
The thing is, I
but
love your heart.
Was in the right place.
Your heart was in the right
You just don't normally
place.
have sausage and cheese and eggs.
Sausage
and,
and cheese are no longer a part of my life, except on my
know.
birthday. And I was like, yes. I will eat all of this breakfast taco. And then 1.4 seconds later, I was like, this is what irritable bowel syndrome feels like on your birthday. Good morning, everyone. It's Friday.
Valentine's Day.
Good morning.
If you're wondering Rachel, how do you celebrate Valentine's, or how is Valentine's celebrated for you?
We have never celebrated
Not
Valentine's.
one time in our relationship.
We're on a streak. We're going streaking.
Why would every day's Valentine's Day with you, honey?
Every day is Valentine's Day with you. I just feel weird distracting everyone from my birthday by celebrating Valentine's Day.
I know. Why would we do that? It's only and ever always about you.
You know what, though? We're celebrating my birthday this morning, and then this afternoon, we're going to turn the page and celebrate my birthday
We're celebrating
and
your birthday
Valentine's
all
Day.
weekend because not only is it your birthday, but then you're running your first marathon.
I am running my first marathon.
45 years old, celebrating the marathon.
Can you imagine how many times these poor people are going to have to hear about me running a marathon? Y'all better get ready. If you need to do some stretching to prepare yourself for the number of times I am going to talk about running a marathon, woo! It is going
ready.
like the idea of like story fatigue is a thing
Good
that you're gonna be
news,
like, I don't even know what that is. Prepare yourself.
News, as soon as Dave's done with the marathon, we go right into training for Ironman. So
yes, we do.
Good news. You'll basically never not hear about how sore Dave is for the rest of the time that you know him.
I feel so strong and great right now. And I am prepared. I'm going to go destroy this marathon.
Yeah,
but also,
you're going to kill it.
I am also ready to complain about how much I am sore. So
the thing is, you are totally 1 minute. Like I'm not. You are so prepared. You so have this, and you're still going to hit a point during that race where everything you have ever used to motivate you doesn't work anymore, and you have to dig into the depths of your freaking soul.
Yeah.
And that is why you do a marathon.
Here's the thing. People have asked like, oh, do you think that you'll actually do what you've been doing with your long runs and like do a little bit of like live or story like on the Instagram? Will I do it? And the answer is I will, in part because when I was doing like the 20 or 22 mile prep runs and I, was recording mile 4 and mile 6, when I got to mile 16 and was like, I don't think I can do this anymore, part of it was like I was pot committed because I'd showed everybody what was happening. So like, I'm going to bring people along, and when I get to mile 22, 23, 24, and 25, I'm going to share what's happening because part of it will be motivating for me to keep going. Oh.
So
you don't think that I should do that?
I think that what if your phone breaks? What if your phone dies? I think that you are still on some level using outside motivation to do this thing.
That is how I do everything.
I know, but imagine how powerful it is for you and your spirit and your heart. Like remember that time I didn't have my AirPods and so I couldn't listen to music?
I can't even imagine.
Don't change it because this has been part of your whatever, but I just also don't think that that's what you need.
No.
Because you don't need, you have Dorothy.
I need to finish.
Dorothy already has the ruby slippers.
I am going to finish this race.
No, I know, but you have everything that you need already. And
I am
your heart.
I'm being Rachel Hollis
your heart,
right now.
Your heart and God and your body.
You guys get this on the internet, and I get it in my real life house.
The amount of times that Dave in our relationship says, "Don't Rachel Hollis."
I am being Rachel Hollis. I feel like I got to put a T-shirt on and drink some water.
Because
I'm in.
I'm just saying, there's something powerful about knowing that you didn't need anything else.
Yes,
it's just you.
It is me. It is me. This is me. Let me find a song.
No, it's fine. Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel like someone just said, I feel like we need Michelle Obama stories. First of all, let me tell you an Oprah story, because I haven't shared this, because I'm still not okay. I'm still, okay. First of all. This is me. So on Tuesday, this next coming week, is our company leadership retreat.
Yes, it is.
I decided about, 3 or 4 months ago that I wanted to have a leadership retreat, and I wanted it to be with our entire company, because I don't ever want to have a company where it's like, oh, these are the leaders and then there's everybody else. I believe every single person who works on our staff, no matter what role they play, is a leader, and I want to develop that inside of them. And so we have our leadership retreat this coming Tuesday, and the entire thing ends with a lip sync battle.
As it should.
And if you think that these fools that we work with are not taking this way too seriously, you clearly do not follow at the Hollis Company on Instagram. I need you to follow at the Hollis Company on Instagram, because the shenanigans we get up to at work are crazy.
It's real.
All of that to say, okay, let me tell you the story, because it's amazing. First of all, I've had the opportunity over the last year and a half to meet with many heroes, to meet with many people that I super admired. I have never met with anybody who is as famous or as powerful or as anything as Oprah Winfrey. And I am telling you, of all the people that I've met, I've also never met anyone who is as gracious and as thoughtful and as intentional as Oprah Winfrey.
Awesome.
So how it worked was, first of all, I get there and I didn't know that she would be in the audience during my talk. And the whole time I had been telling myself, it doesn't even matter. You're not going to think about the fact that she's there. She's going to be in a back room eating a granola bar or something. She's not going to be. And then when
Front row.
Yeah. So then when I go to do my rehearsal, they have like a big sign in a seat to represent her. And it's not just Oprah. It's like, there's Oprah, there's Hoda, there's Lupita, there's, weirdly, the Fat Jewish was there. I'm not totally sure why. Like, there was all of these like celebrities, which I didn't know that was a thing, right? So I'm like,
and
Gail. And I'm like, oh, she's sitting here? She's gonna be, and they're like, yeah, she watches the talk. So I'm not even trying to play. I was very nervous. I am a phenomenal public speaker. I am proud of myself. I have worked hard.
I will attest to this. I've watched it in person. You are, I will argue, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, public speakers in our time.
So, and I have a lot of confidence about being on stage, but I also never in my life imagined I would be giving a talk in front of my hero. So I decide I'm going to start with the tampon story. And if you've ever been at Rise with me, you may know what the tampon story is. But if you haven't, come to a Rise sometime. It's hilarious. And I'm like, I only had a short window of time to talk. And normally I talk for like 5 hours, so that's already a thing. I only have a short window of time to talk, but I'm like, I just kept thinking, I have to be me on this stage. Like, I would rather go up there and fail as... Right. I would rather go up there and fail as myself than succeed playing it safe
100%.
or acting like someone I'm not. Like, if you saw me at Oprah's thing and you've been to my conference, you know there is no difference. Like, I was just like, you want me? Literally, this is me. So I start with the tampon story, which like has half the room of 15,000 laughing hysterically, and half the room, I'm going to be honest, being like, what is going on?
What is happening?
What is happening? Like, we just went from meditation with sound bowls to Rachel talking about a tampon. So as I'm telling the story, and I'm in it, you guys, you know I'm like in it, I'm doing the whole thing. She gets up and leaves her seat. She leaves her seat. Now, I don't know why. Maybe she needed water. Maybe she needed powder her nose. But all I can think of in my mind is I have offended my queen. I have offended her. She is not happy. Oh my gosh. I'm about to be pulled off stage by one of those like shepherd hooks, right?
Hook.
But it's too late. It's too late. I'm like, just go, you guys. Just go, right? So I just keep telling the story, and then I transition it into what I'm there to talk about, which is what's going to get in your way, and here are the things that are going to throw you off, and firing them up, and preaching, and doing the thing, the whole thing, right? So then after I speak, she comes on stage. It's supposed to be a little Q&A moment. And the first thing she says to me is, girl, I'm glad you figured out where you were going, because that tampon story was freaking me out, or something. And I'm like, I died. Like, my heart, my soul, I died. Because if you don't like that, right, you don't like me. Because that is me. Like, I just was fully and completely myself, no artifice. Like, this is who I am. These are the kind of stories I tell, whatever. And I'm dying. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And now I'm like thinking I've like somehow damaged our new friendship, whatever. So we have it. So she starts asking me questions. She wants to know about 5 to Thrive and different things. And the last question she asked, thank you, Jesus. She says, man, your book has been on the New York Times list for 84 weeks. Like, what do you think it is? Why do you think you have struck such a nerve and you have had the success that you've had? And I was like, oh, I've had the success. Like, I am having the success and the book does what it does because I stand on stage and tell the tampon story. In a world where everyone is like, and it was like, Mic drop.
Yeah.
And in a world where everyone is perfect and airbrushed and whatever, I raise my hand and I tell you the truth. I tell you the gross parts about myself and the funny parts and the real and the embarrassing and all these things. And women in the audience start snapping and clapping and like, yes, yes, girl. And I was like, oh, thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
But I still I'm in my head because I'm like, we finish and she gives me a hug and she like looks at me and she's like, thank you for saying yes. And I'm like, oh my, this is amazing. And I go back to my room, my dressing room, and I'm like, kind of beating myself up because I'm just like, maybe I shouldn't have done the thing. Maybe I should have just been more conservative and like played it safe and done sort of what she maybe was expecting.
The tampon story, because people maybe don't know, is about a time when one apparently was inside of your body for longer than it should have been.
Yes, yeah. Yes. It's a very funny story, and if you want to hear it, you can come to Rise. Or I wrote about it in my next book, so it's coming. Yeah. But anyway, it just imagine that I told an embarrassing story about my body. Lady parts. So then I'm sitting in my dressing room and I'm honestly in my own head like, oh, should I have done that? Should I not? Whatever. And there's a knock on the door. And Chris, my friend Chris, opens the door and someone says, Miss Winfrey would like to come visit. Would that be okay? And now I'm with all my best friends. I'm with Chris and Beans and Sammy and Rosie. And all of us are like, what? We don't, huh? And first of all, she wants to come to me. She wants to come to my tiny shoebox, smallest dressing room in this entire building. That's the one. And I'm like, yes, of course you can. Of course you could come visit. That would be wonderful and great. Thank you. And we closed the door and all of us immediately, it was like, your mom finds out the company's coming and you have 3 minutes to clean the house. We started cleaning we're throwing things in the bathroom. We're getting rid of hard-boiled eggs. We're like shoving things under the couch. It was insane. So a few minutes later, they're like, Miss Winfrey, and I don't know if you happen to see, we put it on my Insta stories and she put it on hers. I'm walking sort of here and she comes around the corner and I literally, my body physically reacts. She's just so beautiful and so perfect and whatever. And here's the thing. She came into my dressing room. She brought Gail. Like what? I don't know. And not only did she spend 10, 15 minutes with me, but she spent it with my friends as well. She looked every single person in the eye. She shook everybody's hand. She gave them all hugs. Talked to all of us. How are you guys? What's going on? She had absolutely zero reason to do that. Zero. You had already like backstage. We had a moment. She had thanked me. There was no reason in the world for her to do that, and she did. And it was the classiest, everything like looked me dead in the eyes, spoke into my soul. It was so classy. So whether or not she hated my story, she still is the classiest. She is like who you want her to be. Ugh. Bless. Yes. Bless. So that's my Oprah story. I'll save a Michelle story until next week. It was crazy because I was traveling and we'd intentionally decided that me being there would make you more nervous. Yeah. So I just I was not coming because it was already such a... Well, because I thought I only got 2. No, guess what? I love the idea of you getting to bring friends who are going to absolutely have a life-changing experience meeting their heroes too. But so also, special. Right? But I was... At the time, in an airport, flying back from having been in Puerto Rico, I was actually talking back and forth in real-time text with Amy Porterfield about our nervousness of hoping that things were working well, as I was, anxiety eating Carl's Jr. for the first time in forever. Oh, yes. I was just like, I hope it's going okay, bacon cheeseburger, get in my mouth. Where are the onion rings? I'll eat these in case that helps Rachel do well with Oprah. No, I went with the best hype squad in the entire world, and that actually made it so great because they have such an energy of, they're like, from the morning, they were like, whatever happens, we are having the best day. Yeah. We're going to have the best day. It's going to be the most fun. We're listening to music. Everything was joyful. I don't care who was there that day. Nobody was more joyful than me and my friends rolling through that arena. So it was amazing. It was amazing to watch. And so the thing is, that Monday we came back on here, if you didn't hear me talking about it, I 100% wanted to celebrate the fact that, man, you had this dream and this dream came together and the pictures and the stories and everything else. But also, I want to honor the 15 years of time that it took for you to put yourself on stages that
did not have that audience, where you were not yet that good, because what people see is the time with Oprah, which is amazing,
Yeah.
but I was witness to you being disappointed about the way the MOPS group did not receive your message well.
Yep.
The note cards that you were dropping on stage as you were giving some talk to 200 people who were modestly interested in what you were saying,
Yeah.
and you just kept getting on stages.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this and you're like admiring the end result, you also have to admire the journey that it took to get there, because I want to honor, like, it was a decade and a half of you working to get the invite, working to get the notice to be someone who she'd reach out to and want to come on the stage in the first place.
Yeah.
So
well, and
you rock.
I think there's two important things about that. I maybe said this before. For any of you who are watching, who are dreamers, you're building, whatever that looks like for you, I never pursued speaking on Oprah's stage. Never. I wrote it down in my journal. I knew that was my intention. It was what I wanted for my life. It was a dream that I had, but I never once reached out to her team. I never asked for any. I knew that the only way that you get to a stage that big is that you become so, it's like, I told you guys that Steve Martin has that quote, be so great they can't ignore you.
Yeah.
Like, I built up such a platform that I could no longer be ignored. And if you are doing anything in personal development for women and you want them to be motivated by a woman, there's a very small list of people that you can call, and I am one of them.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And two, in its own way, this was the new MOPS group for me. Like, if you saw me, I saw someone say, like, hey, I started following you as soon as I saw you on stage. Thank you so much. That was nowhere near. Like, that was not a great, I don't consider that keynote that I gave a great keynote, because I was freaked out.
Yeah.
I was like super freaked out, and I did as good as I'm proud of myself. I did as good as I could that day with what I had, but I was freaked out. And if I have another opportunity to speak on a stage like that, I'll be way better.
Yeah.
Because the only way that you can get to greatness in that way is to suck, right? Back then it looked like one thing. I still am challenging myself, because I had a minute. I'm not, I don't lie to you guys. I had a minute. I should do a podcast about this. I had a minute where I was like, that morning I woke up in New York and I was just like, oh gosh, oh man, oh, like feeling all the things. And I was like, I should have said no. I'm tired. There's too much going on. I didn't get a day off. I went from the show to Oprah, then right back to the show. I was just like, I should have said no. There would have been, and I thought, this is not who you are. You challenge yourself to level up even when it's hard. And this is going to suck and be awful, and it's going to be one of the biggest challenges you have this year, and you are going to find a way, because that is who you are. Man. Oh, it was the wrong part of the song. I was going to do the whole thing. Guys.
Hold on. Well, we got a second.
This is brave. This is bruised. This is who I'm meant to be. This is me.
Okay, they get it. Anyway, it was a thing. Someone said, what song is this?
This is me?
This is me from The Greatest Showman?
The Greatest Showman's This Is Me?
The best movie ever, best soundtrack of all time?
Well, happy birthday
Please
to you.
bless yourself
Go.
with that this weekend.
Go.
Oh
Have
my
this.
gosh,
Have
I don't
this
even know
gift.
what's about to happen.
Have this gift.
Oh, my work here is done.
My
I
work
gotta
here is
get my
done.
lashes done, everybody. So,
Hey, guess what? On a day where I just don't care, shameless me, you want to bless me on my birthday? Go pre-order my book.
there it is. Yes.
Right now, I do
That's
not
a great,
care.
No, I'll do it for you.
Oh, you'll
hey
do it
guys,
for me?
as a birthday gift to Dave,
Hello.
if you are considering buying his book anyway, and of course you are because you love him and he works so hard for our community, and the book's like gonna cost you $12 or something. Pre-ordering would be super helpful. Pre-order is the best thing that you can do to support authors that you love and admire, because it has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with retail and how they perceive the sales and all of that. So pre-ordering the book. Also, pro tip, if you were to pre-order the book on something like Amazon, let's say, you don't actually get charged in your credit card until the book goes on sale.
And if you pre-order and you go to getoutofyourownwaythebook.com, you can hear the first 30 minutes of the book and get an hour-long e-course about finding your why as a thank you, as my birthday gift to you.
All right, guys, have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic Valentine's weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.
I love you, my Valentine.
Oh, I